Eh. Meh. Nah. Hello, everyone. Meh. That's a bit off. Let me change this. Ooh. There we go. Hello. Just gonna wait for YouTube to load. Why is something not working? Okay, that is working. Okay, that was weird. on my end on YouTube, it was just a black screen, which was weird. But no, okay, everything seems fine. And Discord is up as well, so everything is as it is. Hello, Red. I'm gonna turn the volume down my headset, though. I forget how loud I have the game. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well. We are now in with Here A People Sows. That always sounds really weird. I dislike it. I dislike having an S at the end of a word when it's a plural term. Because, like, my mind wants to say Here A People Sow, but I don't know. But yeah, going into this is actually the first SUIIII related... Is it SUIIII or SUIIII? SUIIII? I think it's SUIIII or something like that. Anyway, it's the first event related to this family that I've actually played... Well, not played, actually played on stream. I've done... Who is Real and Invitation to Wine, and in a way you went through the whole Duskenling event before the stream. No, I essentially just read through the synopsis. Like, I had played them before, but I didn't, like, full-on reread the whole thing. I instead just went through the synopsis of it to remind myself of things. Which is just as well, actually, because, I had forgotten about Invitation to Wine and forgotten that he was there. You'll be happy to know this event is short. Oh, interesting. Got anything interesting in the free pools? So far, not really. Had 1 5-star, so basically the first 10 pool, and that's been it. I will, after this stream, or not after the stream, but after the point in which I decide to finish, I will have enough to do a 10 ball, because I've got 9 of those tickets, and I'll be able to get one from the market by the time I finish this, because I should have enough, you know, currency just from playing 2 or so, 2 free stages. I like the music. By the way, there is a web event for this event going on that gives you free goodies if you want. Oh! Damn, I missed that. Oh, well, I didn't miss it, but I mean as in I missed the information on that. I'll have to take a look at that. Oh, it's still a bit loud. Is it loud on the stream end? Oh, okay, actually it is a little bit. Just gonna put it there. Game audio should never go into the yellow, only microphone audio. There we go. That should be more decent. Anyway. A Dream Under Rice. The bugs of summer chirp. And a dream sleeps beneath the grains. Oh, it's got vocals there as well. Oh. Starting right off with somber music. That's never a good sign. Where else could you see farmland like this? Good evening, the new hamster in your merch fresh enough? Just about. Hey, long time no see, hope you like rice. Hello, Badger, I love rice. Speaking of, rice has grown like wildfire. That's a different event. The stalks evenly standing ramrod straight from the soil, like the fur of a stock beast after autumn's end. Under the blowing wind and shining sun, they ripple as waves of heat wash over them. In Discord. Boop, boop. Oh, okay. Thanks for the link. I am now curious, isn't rice relatively short, like in terms of plant, because isn't it like in sort of a bed of water? Or am I thinking of a different thing? Oh, I guess not. I guess it is at the very least waist height. For some reason I always thought it was shorter. I thought it was like knee height at most. Okay. Also, starting right off the bat with a cutscene image. Interesting. I think it's about as tall as your leg. Yeah, okay, interesting. A woman stands in the middle of the field, stray stalks and leaves pulling at her clothes. You're thinking of them when they're planted. Oh, okay. Also, GD? Giddy? I don't know. Thank you for subscribing. Hello, Knight. Hello, Speedy. You mostly see in movies animations where they're planted. I guess not fully grown. Yeah, fair. I just remember, like, you know, plains of, like, flat water and normally, like, stuff sort of growing out of it. That's pretty much my knowledge of, like, rice fields and such. Anyway, a woman stands in the middle of the field, stray stalks and leaves pulling at her clothes. She brushes them aside, wading deeper into the vast ocean of golden grain. Hello, Scarf. Where are you going? To find some crops. Aren't these all crops? I wish to find those that can be planted in lands far, far away. Cue Star Wars music. Why do you need to plant crops elsewhere? There's so much here already. Are they not enough? These are not enough to fill the bellies of all men. For some reason, she gives me Ryan Labs vibes. I think it's because of the colour of her outfit. Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker. Oh, I've been trying not to make that reference. How long have you been searching here? A clump of soil begins to move. A tilapia beast. Oh, I got it right the first time, okay. Pokes its head out of its burrow. That dim tunnel leads to distant lands. Its miniature resident to a drifter from afar. It's... okay. Once it looks upon the boundless field, rippling and rustling in the wind, it lets out a sorrowful screech, and dives back into the deep, dark underground. You know, so then got me thinking about planting my own chili or potatoes, so we wouldn't have to pay for them in line. Yeah, it is generally a good idea. It is quite an investment though, because assuming you actually keep them alive, it does take quite a while for it to happen. And unless you plant a lot of it, you're only really reaping the benefits of it once every few months. But it is quite good. Is an infinite rice field her reality marble? Possibly. Got anything good in your free pulls? So far, not really. I think I got a dupe for like a 5-star. How are we supposed to know if the seeds we plant will sprout? How can we tell which way the weather will change? If you watch long enough, you will learn. If I watch longer, then I'll learn. Does that include things that come much, much later? As one sows, so does one reap. You reap what you sow. Seeds become crops, so what becomes us? Babies? Where do we come from? After we die, where do we go? From the ground we sprout, and it is to the ground we return. Well, definitely yes about the return. I'm not entirely sure about where we sprout, though. Man or crop, it matters not. This is the cycle of all things under heaven. So, it's like the song you taught me to memorize, the 24 Jaichi? Is that like, does that make an A or an I sound? I'm not sure. Solar terms. What's it, 24? Ooh. Partial to Rune Factory myself. I've heard of Rune Factory. Chun Yunjing. Chun. No, I very much apologize to everyone, by the way. Oh god. Chun. Would that be Chun Ching? Because I know Q makes the ch sound as well. But also, why? If you're already got a... I don't know. If there's already a precedent for having a ch sound, why then make the Q also a ch when writing this into Roman text? I don't know. Chun Ching Gu Dian. Oh, does that make a sh sound? Jia Man Mang? Jia Shu... Jiang? Lian. Oh, I remember that last bit. Oh, this is all of them. Oh! I just realised these are... Because it's slightly different. Oh my god. I don't know how much I'm going to read of these, just because, like, if I get a pronunciation wrong in most of the languages in Arknights, it's not that big of a deal. It's just oh, you should probably say this instead of that. When it's like Chinese, it gets very, very awkward. Because I also don't know if I'm saying it properly or if I'm being incredibly racist while saying it. So that'll be Chiu, Chulu, Chiu Han, Shuang Jiang, Dong Shui, Dong Zhao, Dahuang. I'm so sorry to anyone who is and speaks Chinese. Was there a new dose of our yearly count at ASMR? Oh yeah, I forgot they were doing that. Gotta say, love the dedication you have to not skip it. I mean, I do have a precedent for it. Like, I want to at least try to do the languages that they use, especially when they have it in dialogue as well. There are some exceptions, obviously, like, you know, Lake Shibababa, which I tried a couple of times and then it gets too awkward and I stopped doing it. I'll do that. You just offended a lot of people. I would not be surprised. If my videos are still appearing on Bilibili, they probably won't from now on. Oh. Machines. Hey. Hey. Hey you're finally awake. Sorry. Wakey wakey. Oh, hello. Lao J? I'm awake. How's it going? From the outside looking in, I get the impression the big guy isn't the obedient type. Yeah. I believe it's a bit more mischievous than some younger sisters of mine. Well, it might be best to take a break for a bit. This isn't one of Dusk's daily doodles. Wait too long and you'll... And your head will end up spinning. That's the other thing with Chinese as well compared to other languages. In Chinese, a change of pronunciation can change the words as well, if I remember correctly. I think it's Chinese that does that as well. Whereas most of the other languages that you get in Arknights don't do that. So, with like German, for example, if I mispronounce something, most of you will typically know the word that I'm saying anyway. It's just embarrassingly wrong. But yeah, it's a bit different when it's like that. I mean, not that it's particularly accurate to begin with anyway, because it's being written in Roman alphabet, but still. I guess I'm just a little bit more self-conscious about it compared to the other languages. Anyway, you just need to take it slow. Haste makes waste, you know? You're right. I do feel a bit tired. Nyan, could you help pull me out? I feel like I saw this image somewhere. Anyway. But also, looks really nice. If you two didn't show, I would have gone back home by myself. Power Rangers. You know, the different colours does actually kind of lead to that, doesn't it? Actually, yeah, red, yellow, blue, you essentially have Power Rangers back when they were doing only 3 Rangers. So I believe Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder did that. There are many fan art of the 3 Rangers. Oh, interesting. I'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, I do like... I like these. Blue, black, pink, missing. True. Actually, yeah, I suppose Dusk is more green than blue when I was thinking of it. I think I was just trying to fit it into how the three-man band version of Power Rangers did it, where it was... Actually, no, was it? Shit, I can't even remember. I think it was red, yellow, blue were the... Anyway, whatever. Do you know how many we have got? How many? Oh, really? Let's see. Which one of us got so scared just now that her face went as white as her canvas? Oof, burn. Shut up. We're trying to keep the heart of a Fahrenheit beating, okay? It's not exactly instant noodles. When you told me this plan of yours, I thought you'd lost it for sure. I should have expected this sort of crazy scheme from you. I have a feeling this is related to what happened in Invitation to Wine, because didn't that, like, wasn't it like an item that had something in it? Or like a person split off into stuff? I'm still missing Nyan. I'm not willing to spark or roll since R6. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. I really want the guy from this banner, but then there's the R6 ones as well. Also, you have 0. Oh, there. I mean, if there's any consolation, I don't think I have any of them either. One of their brothers who wants chaos. Yeah. It's just using a whole nomadic city to imitate a Fahrenheit. I shape its body and give you its soul. I shape its body and you give it soul. There we go. What could go wrong? I'll never ask that question, especially when talking about higher powers and experimenting with higher powers. You grow more capable and quick-witted by the day, little Nyan. Don't spoil her. What could she have done without the old woman from the Tianxi Bureau and you, Shu? I've been helping out the, is it SUIIII? I'm guessing it's I'm assuming it's SUIIII or something like that, because I keep saying SUIIIII because that's how you write the I was about to say Messi, but that's wrong. The other footballer that does that meme, that it's how they write it, so I always say Sui. But I'm guessing it's more Sui or something like that. Yeah. Regulator here and there, building up some favors. They should come in useful. Oh, what's his name? Ronaldo, there we go, Jesus. So, what's the situation like now? Couldn't ask for better. But if we're going to be using this thing in place of a real deal vessel, and if us poor little illusions want something to rely on after we get rid of the old-timer, I'm afraid it still calls for some elbow grease. It's quite the troublesome little child, after all. Wait, so what's the good part? Are we still at square one? Oh, aren't we still at square one, whatever? Now, I know what you're thinking. You put some effort into making this thing too. You just want some recognition for your older sister, from your older sister, right? How juvenile of you. You've developed as an artist, Dusk. It's been years since we saw each other. But I can tell you're still diligent as ever, and never one to waste time. I still can't imagine it. Passing off a fake body with sleight of hand isn't so hard, but it's going to make an even bigger mess in the end. I'll just roll higher on the dice. Maybe use Thieves' Tool, that helps boost sleight of hand. It'll just be a small portion of us that we carved off of ourselves. Damn, that's difficult. The product of three sisters pooling their power, and yet still incomplete. How will the 12 pagodas and 5 cities become a place where we belong? You may be right, but while I was within the scroll, I really did sense life. The beast walks with the generous earth, and in the beginning we too grew upon this land. Perhaps this flower may actually bloom. I do love the default sprite. Ah, come on. Let's talk about something else. Also, how much coordination do you have to have a tattoo on your leg that matches your outfit? Like, what if you decide to wear something casual at some point? It would clash. I don't know. Midriff. Oh, Raph, you and the midriffs. I mean, mood. I gotta admit, but still. To be fair, it's their skin. I mean, yeah. It's just an interesting choice, choosing a tattoo specifically to match your outfit. Or maybe vice versa, maybe the outfit came afterwards and it was just a tattoo, but then makes an outfit that matches, like, with colour and such. I suppose that probably looks a little bit better. Look at her live 2D skin later. Oh yeah, she's got one of the skins in the skin shop is hers, isn't it? You don't know how much a pain in my ass those court mandarins? Oh yeah, mandarins have been. They said they'd let us have the 12 pagodas and 5 cities for a while so we could make a home for ourselves, but what they really wanted was for us to give back the old Xianxi and also help them with some other trouble. Man, these Yanese know how to do the business. They went and turned our home into a bridgehead. You ask them for one thing and they want 2 in return. Mandarins are yummy in winter, yeah. I never did expect Yanese technology could have leapt ahead like that. I mean, at this point, do they even need to fear the Sui anymore? If we do manage to finish this home, knowing that it'll be right under their watchful eyes makes me really uneasy. Also, how big a risk are we taking by doing this? I've got no idea myself. When you two were in the scroll before, I thought back to that time with Sanjay. Or is it Sanjay? I don't know. I find it hard to tell whether or not I pronounce the individual letters or not, because sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's the same with Japanese as well. Sometimes I notice that you do pronounce both letters, and sometimes they pronounce it just as one sound. You worry about your older sisters, little inkblot? I was about to say, that's definitely something no one would like to be called. Little inkblot? Well, there was that one time you managed to knock your inkstone on your head. Ling said you were... I don't remember that at all. You must be mistaken. Oh yeah, speaking of which, where is Ling? I was about to say there's... Well, there's a couple missing now, actually. I was about to say there's one missing, but no, there's two, or at least playable, that are missing. If you insist. In Japanese, it's usually only su. Every other time it's inconsistent with English. Ah, okay. Ah, now that I think about it, I remember you crouching by the pond washing your face. I already told you, I don't remember this. You used that nice clear pond water to clean your face, but that just made the water all inky, so you couldn't keep washing, right? Okay, sisters, stop laying in the teasing. That was Jay's idea. I should probably, I don't know, should I say Jay? Because it sounds a lot like Jay, the other character in Lungman. On the outside, our third sister was gentle and kind, but she was actually the wiliest of us all. If little Nian's plan succeeds, it would be for the best. Well, yeah. Is there anyone who doesn't want it to succeed? A certain foul-smelling Wei-Chi head, the basket of blunders. Who knows what he's up to? Ever since that dust-up with Ling, I'll look at an ink cake and wonder if it's one of his little fragments or not. Isn't it, Gia? Okay. If it is, then that's useful. Wait, what is an ink cake? Because I thought isn't it like Go pieces? Or is this referring to something else? We put so much effort into making this vessel, and he can just go and cut himself up however he likes. Why bother like this? He may hate all this world, but he hates himself most of all. He is clever though, oh so very clever. Will he believe that a life or death struggle with Yan is what Jia would have liked to see? Who knows? You're the only one who's still willing to talk to him after all this time. Alright, speaking of clever, how about that other brother? You know, it's been a while since we've heard from him, but wasn't he pretty close to you, Shu? Did you get into a fight or something? Oh? Besides, the stinky basket of blunders, he's probably the one that SUIIIII regulators are the most worried about. I'm even less willing to talk to that needle prick than the Wei-Chi failure. I'm sure needle prick is actually a term that could be used, but I just feel like it was there to say prick instead. It has been a very long time since he last returned. A soft mat made of ink, you should see how ink blocks are made, it's very interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's been a very long time since he last returned. Really? Never mind then. Doesn't matter if he's here or not. We three sisters being allowed together is all for the sake of whatever plan those old coots gathered in town are cooking up. as they say, affairs come in no more than threes. That's a lie. Getting together for a family dinner every day is already making some lung upset. Well, it's getting late. I have some things to do. I've got to admit, every single time I see this sword, or I don't know, would that count as a sword or a dagger or a short sword? Anyway, every single time I see it, I think it's a stick of celery. Or like one of those larger spring onions, I'm not sure what they're called. Leek, yes, like a leek. Oh, literally leek, like leek spin. There's got to be someone who's animated her doing the leek spin, surely. The both of you have been working pretty hard lately. When you're free, do come by and eat. I'll cook you up some dishes. Oh, although we can't taste the dishes from our young brother, Shu can still cook up a mean... Why are you looking at me like that? What, did I say something wrong just now? You knew that the two of them were close. I thought that stuff happened a long time ago. It's still a sore spot. Are family relationships all that serious? When you only meet your sisters every few centuries, it's normal to be a bit serious. You know, I'm even more afraid of her looking at me like that than I am being on... Oh no, I forgot. Was it Darge? I can't. And Ling's tongues. For once, I find myself agreeing with you. I face like she was wronged, then refusing to say a word about it, all while looking like it's something she can't bear to discuss. That's not like a sister at all, it's more like... Perhaps she's simply been alone here for far too long. Hello. That guy's interesting. He's got a red pupil and like blue iris by the looks of it. These here are the two biggest, roundest peaches from the tree I planted. Shenong, I'm guessing? I beseech you, bless this paddy for the sake of my timely graduation. I'm in my 3rd year already, and every time, at the most critical moment, something or other goes horribly wrong. 2 years ago, my task was to protect my crops from pests, but right as I was about to harvest them, a great drought struck, and my entire experimental field withered. Last year, my task was to protect my crops from drought, but right as I was about to harvest them, a deluge of rain struck. Shenong, please watch over us. The W25 Wuji plate is set to connect to the main district today, and I pray that absolutely nothing goes wrong. The cooking brother is the youngest of the three. Okay. My most anticipated storytelling is the cooking brother. Reasoning behind, I'm 100% sure Yosta Hybegriff will collab with cooking YouTubers to promote the game. Oh, that would be fun. Not gonna lie, I thought that said Belarus there. I was very confused. I know that I've been lacking in my studies, so the moment I return to the Tianxi Bureos, I will rededicate myself. Right now, all I ask is that this project goes smooth enough that I can go home early. Hey, you sure you got the right place. This shrine is dedicated to Shenong. You construction folk don't belong here. We do our best for a good harvest, but it's ultimately up to heaven. Since when do you engineers need to pray for success? Are you secretly a SUIIIII? That would be very surprising, considering I'm not dragon. What do you know? Every complex field of study becomes metaphysics when you dive deep enough. I hate how that's actually kind of true. It's beyond the reach of man. No matter your work, it's all ultimately up to heaven. Shenong was the first master of this land, so the best we can hope for is for her to make herself manifest and protect her humble disciples. I guess you're right. Either way, we're both at the point where there's nothing more we can do. Maybe if we're sincere enough, she would actually show herself. Will you two shut up already? Ouch! Ugh. Peach pits? Where'd these come from? Up in the rafters. Who's there? Can't you see that there's someone trying to get an afternoon nap here? The nerve of some people, interrupting my sleep. Don't you have anywhere better to whine? Ma'am, you're in a place of prayer? Actually, why did I assume it was a woman? I think it's because in my head I gave it like a girl's voice. I don't know why. It would be very funny if it immediately turns out to not be. But either way, you're in a place of worship, and sleeping in the rafters of it, no less. I'm assuming it's a place of worship. It sounded like they were praying, and normally you pray at shrines. Or, unless I'm being very stereotypical, in which case I am now 2 for 2 in being stereotypical in one moment. Disturbing a dream is a mortal sin, you know? I don't think you needed to... Oh yeah, I suppose it is a mortal sin, but where do you think you are? Are you seriously kowtowing to your... Is it kowtowing or kowtowing? I don't know. To your ancestors about your petty requests in Shenong's shrine? In Shenong Shrine, rather. Well, it's Terra. Maybe the goddess complains herself. True. Out, out, out! Alright, I'm going. Whoever raised this kid didn't... You know what? I take it back. I am a genius. Didn't teach her any manners. Ah! Hey, stop throwing those. That hurts. Oh, come on. It's a peach pip. They don't hurt much. Let's get out of here. Look, I'll be the bigger man and let this slide. But you'd better hope I don't... Well, you are a bigger man. Of course you would. Ow! Bump you on a dark night. Bump into you, rather. Oh. You know what? Fair. The girl grabs the 2 peaches from atop the altar, carefully inspecting them for a moment, then decides to instead pick up an even larger one, wiping it with her sleeve and taking a bite. Reminds me a little of Ifrit. Yeah. I was going to ask something about it, but it's probably dumb, so I'm not going to bother. As long as they keep offering up their harvests at your table every time there's a problem in this city, big or small, I'm never going to go hungry. Oh no, it's definitely not. Hey, Shenong, you don't mind if I eat these 2 fruits, do you? Maybe I should go back to sleep in the rafters where it's nice and cool. Where's my fan? Did that kid take it again? That annoying little brat, calling me megaphone. Next time we meet, I'll figure out a way to steal her flute. Go to school, they say. School schmool. The only students to come out of the Tianxi Bureaus, rather, is these lazy louts. What was even the point of all that schooling? I was about to turn into Sean Connery there for a moment, all that schooling. Who knew that skiving off would be this hard? She actually does kind of give me Ifrit vibes. Also, like, visually, like, her cheeks kind of, like, move up and become puffy in a similar sort of way. To a point where I was wondering if it was the same artist, but it might not be. I think it was just the face structure that was similar. Jian Shang? Again, we go back to this whole, when you're writing it in the Roman thing, why are they both sure when it wouldn't be required? Because, like, there is no difference in pronunciation when reading it using the Roman. Do you know what's gone wrong with this drone? Did you forget some steps while changing out its power source? It looks like there's some unconnected wires here. I don't know. Maybe it was some kid swiping it to play Foul Beast Wrestling. I'll get them next time and make sure to give them a right trashing. Foul Beast Wrestling? Oh, do they mean like... I suppose, yeah, they probably wouldn't get away with calling it cockfighting, but... But I'm generally assuming that's what they're referring to. Chicken fight, yeah. You know what, in hindsight, I should have called it chicken fight and not used its main name. Did it hit you when it fell out of the sky? It nicked my horn, just a little bit to the right, and it would have whacked me right in the head. Well, at least it hit the horn. Normally, you don't feel too much in terms of pain. Has an interesting pronunciation of... I mean, when there's so many vowels in one, like, word. Oh my god, is it bureau? Wait. No, that's a different spelling, isn't it? Oh dear, okay. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Damn it. Most days I see you talking farming with the others. I never expected you to have a knack for originium circuits. Didn't the Tianxis teach you all how to operate it? This is a precision instrument. Please pay more attention when using it. And we don't call it a drone either. The Tianxis call it a sky pole. Oh, you can call it whatever you want, it's a drone. The first time I saw these flying around a field, covering the whole thing, I thought it was a swarm of locusts. Scared me half to death. Also, let's be honest, if those are called, if we're going to call them sky poles, then we might as well call the those drones that what's their face with the briefcase, or the engineer girl, Roberta, I think it is, that has them. We might as well call those drones sky poles because those are essentially pole-like shapes that are in the sky. No info on that character artist. Oh, really? That's interesting. They're normally very on the nose with. predating. Magellan. Oh, was it Magellan? Or Magellan? I don't know. Oh, that's right. I think I only used them. I used them as a support or like a freely given operator in IS. That's why I don't actually have the character. I was thinking of Roberta because I did have that one. But no, yeah, no, I know which one it is now. Yeah. So when these gadgets jam themselves into the ground, they can tell the soil's condition and how the crops are doing. Yeah, I got the two confused. While we ponder how best to plant our crops, the Tianshis ponder how best to help us. Farming's a lot easier than it once was, thanks to these inventions. Also, yes, this is what I think of when I think of like rice fields and the farmings and all that. This specific thing of like just wet or very damp and like pretty much like grass looking. That's typically what you see in the media. I've never seen it before in the way that it was shown with the other one. This season's harvest. Now, the weather's been a bust this year, and every field's gone bust with it. These experimental paddies in front of us, the ones Tianshis call Qianzhong, I reckon they could yield 2,000 catties a field. I have no idea what these terms are. I don't know what a catty is. It's enough to fill our bellies, but it's far from what the Tianshis expected from their research. Give it time. We harvest twice a year now. There was a time we wouldn't have dreamed of that. Isn't that how farming is supposed to be, though? You have stuff that grows in winter, stuff that grows in summer, so that way, or spring and autumn, depending on how you do it, that way you can swap through. And so you have a field that is left empty during summer, whereas one is growing and ready to harvest, and then vice versa. That field that had been growing to be harvested in summer is now empty during winter, and the other plant is growing stuff. Like, if I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I learned about farming. It was done like back in geography lessons, and I haven't done geography since I was in year 9, so a decade, 11 years. Wow, that really does make me sound old. Catty is weight. One catty is 0.6 kilograms. Okay, is an old Chinese weight measure. Okay. In the distance, huge machines slowly lift entire chunks of farmland. Their rumbles startling a flock of foul beasts. Farmers in the field seem already used to this sight, momentarily lifting their heads before going back to the tasks at hand. Since Dahuang's remodeling project began, there's been lots of mandarins coming in from elsewhere, and you've gotten pretty busy yourself. It's been days since I last saw you. How did you manage to get time off to visit today? The summer harvest is about to begin. Only once you've inspected every piece of land yourself can you begin to plan. And there's also the matter of the upcoming ceremony of sacrifice. We have to take those preparations seriously, no sloppiness. Most of the time there is someone older, i.e. me. Yeah, fair. It's kind of weird though, because when I first started VTubing, me and Kat and some of the others were pretty much like the babies of it. And now it's reaching a point where some of my newer VTubing friends are like 21, 18, and I'm like, oh god, you're the babies now. Don't mess with my old bones. Eh, you're in charge of Dahuang. You faced worry after worry for however many years now. Seems real tiring. Last Reverse 1999 stream, they wanted to put me back into the grey. What was it? What's your official title again? Dahuang City Tongxi? A mouthful. I think I'll stick to calling you the Xiangshan. To be fair, that's not that much of a mouthful compared to some of the Asian words you hear, or like terminologies, I suppose. No matter the name of my office, I still work the same land as everyone else. I'm a Dahuang man, born and bred, never left. I heard that in some other nomadic cities out there, they do their farming in high-rises. Oh, that's cool. They do the tower farming. I guess that really does make sense for a nomadic city, because it means you don't have to dedicate so many plates to farming. If you do it if you do it vertically, it's something that we've generally been looking at in the real world as well for certain crops, that and hydroponics. Because doing it would mean having higher crop yields while not doing, not taking up as much land. Too close to midnight and something evil's lurking in the dark under the moonlight. You see a slight... It freeze as our... The retirement home streamer. Hey! No! I'm not the oldest of the VTubers. There are VTubers in their 30s and such. I'm not there yet. About 10 years. Anyway. You're from the outside. Can you tell me what the other cities are like? It's been years. I don't quite remember myself. The only thing that comes to mind is how the people of certain villages would get Dahuang seeds and laugh, saying the harvest may get any bigger this year. Really posted the lyrics to my tracks as Thriller. Oh, was it? It's been quite a while since I've actually listened to that song, besides obviously the chorus, which everyone knows. Actually, no, just the very first line or two of it. They could only pray that they wouldn't hit a catastrophe. I can understand how you study seeds planted in the ground, but I don't get how you're supposed to study the sky over our heads. Even if a catastrophe doesn't hit the fields directly, the water supply could still get contaminated with virginium, and the soil would be filled with lots of tiny crystals. You're too young to remember, MJ, you're good. That's no excuse. There's no excuse when you have, super famous people. It's not like equipment to grow crops on hydrogenium zones is cheap either. Okay, I was about to say, so there is the way. I guess you can well, I guess it's particulate, so as long as you have filters, you should be able to get rid of most hydrogenium, because as far as I can tell, it doesn't seem to dissolve. Maybe tiny amounts of it, maybe particulates dissolve, but as far as I can tell, it's a solent. Solent? Oh, what's it called? No, not solent. What's it called when it's something that doesn't... insoluble, whatever it is. It seems like it's more insoluble. Though I always imagine that you can have filter systems, kind of like what we have now to filter out stuff, bits. Because as far as I can tell, the only time we've seen Originium in a liquid form was with Spectre, and it was kind of implied that it was Originium, like not a solution, like it actually was a liquid. Unless they just got the terms wrong, which can also be the case. Hey, don't rickroll me in my own chat. That is why we're here. Look, all fixed. Ah, it is Magellan's thing. Either that, or it's a magazine for an Uzi. Oh, that's pretty impressive. Oh, so these are all like rice pads, I'm guessing. Oh no, they're just roofs of buildings, maybe. Correct, but particular that randomly heat up or explode. Yeah, true. I just meant in terms of like getting it out of the water. Oh, damn. An embankment encircles this land where ravines alternate between dry and flooded. Between waterways coursing 100 meters above the surface, agricultural plates hold tight to one another. This is a nomadic city still growing. As far as the new generation of Dahuang farmers is concerned, this is a new paradigm, established by their own hands. Just to remind me this was a game, right? Well, it's funny you should say that, because it's not even a playable stage at the moment. Again, I still need to change the stream elements thing. Sigh. This engineering project is enough to make your blood run cold. Oh. Give it another 6 months, at least until the soil has been moved atop the plate. The people are fine. It's the stock beasts who are really freaked out. They touched little fodder in months. Slimmed down by a lot by the looks of it. I suppose that does make sense. Animals would be very timid when they can feel things move and such. And feel things unnatural. Although I imagine the city probably isn't moving, at least at the moment. Because they don't normally, they only move when they need to. But it would be the moving, though. Animals don't like being moved, especially domesticated and especially like farm-type domesticated animals. I still feel a little uneasy every time I see a field lifted up into the sky. Yeah, you know what? I would too. Or what was it? Clowns? Jesus Christ. Cows standing other electricity lines always facing in one... Oh yeah, something like that. I vaguely remember something like that. Was it cows or was it sheep? Ah. Yeah, I read a bit. There'll be lots of benefits once the fields are on the mobile plates. That is also funny that they're just lifting the fields up. I suppose it makes sense, because if you didn't, you'd lose the crop that you've been making. But still, it's the idea of just lifting it all up. Not only will it be much easier to access electricity and water, if a major catastrophe comes about, the Tianxis do not need to risk their lives to handle it. The fields can simply move aside. These are just plain old ordinary fields that we've been planting for generations. Why did the government suddenly decide to renovate all our cropland anyway? A large harvest ensures more full bellies, meaning more strength to establish new settlements. And any excess can be sold off through exports, I imagine. Well, Ling's event, they put all their favourite mountains on the plates. Oh yeah, that's Invitation to Wine, yeah. That is also weird, but I guess at least in that case it's because of like spiritual reasons. Not to say that this isn't, but I mean, like, you could just put land and soil and start up, but again, it makes sense that if you've already got the crops growing, you might as well transfer them, which in our world would be logistically almost impossible, but I suppose in this case it works. You've been hit by... No, that's... Yeah, that's Smooth Criminal. Yeah. Smooth Caramel. Alien Ant Farm. Wasn't that a TV show? Anyway. It's a transformation. People who come back from a long trip wouldn't even recognize the place. Yes, I did say by Smooth Caramel. What would Shenong think if she knew we were moving these fields? The land is merely taking a new form. Home itself is not leaving. I wonder if old gods believe that, in the sense of home is where the heart is. Just imagine some ancient god being like, the hell it does, this land is right here and you'll stay here. I suspect Shenong would be grinning from ear to ear. I do wonder if Shenong is the only deity, or if it's kind of like, Shintoism and other... Probably not Shintoism, but whatever the Chinese equivalent is, which has multiple deities, if I remember correctly. From the moment she arrived on this plot of land, she was concerned only with how to scrape together a few measly fields from the bitter cold wastes. Later, when the fields multiplied, so too did her ideas. She decided to plant crops in soil contaminated by originium, even planting in the originium itself. Spicy food. Has a little tingle on the tongue as if you're licking 9-volt batteries. That's insane. Are you saying Shenong was a genius or a fool? Neither. She was just a dreamer. So, a genius and a fool. Hey. Goddamn Spaniards and constantly beeping their horns. Big buffalo. Dumb buffalo. Hey, it's the thing. This is the person the other girl was talking about. I'm assuming, because it looks like an instrument. Actually, it might not be. It might be one of those drones. Remember to hydrate. Thank you for the reminder. But he can't be a genius without a screw loose. Exactly. Which means I must be a genius. Are you going to help me find Mian Mian or not? Bruh. Were you calling him? Hey, that's rude. Anyway, no. You're so mean. Mian Mian really likes you. He won't take treats from anyone else. Are you talking about the time it nearly picked all of the... Oh god, how do I pronounce that? Banfengher? Banfengher? I don't know. Saplings in my garden clean? The line between genius and fool is defined by how much success you have. Oh, then I am absolutely a fool. The longest time I thought she was a giraffe, thanks to the hair bump. I definitely see what you mean, though, because Even the ears, along with the hair bun, makes it look like a giraffe. Well, no, they're not ears, they're feathers, but you get what I mean. Like, they look like giraffe ears, and then with the things looking like the sort of like horn stuff that giraffes have. Well, you should have put up a fence. I wanted to make sure people could get could get it as needed. I didn't think I'd be feeding your stock beasts. Lucky it was just a few flowers. Did you already forget the time your stock beasts ate up all the plants in Laoxi's experimental field? What did she say again? Ugh. Besides, don't your stock beasts have positioning devices? Fuck off with the fucking beeping. Rustic? Yeah, I'm guessing. I mean, I suppose he is kind of rustic in terms of his design and outfit and such. Anyway, where was I? The display says it's over in this area. Can't you go looking yourself? You're right. Then how about you help me pick some fruit from the orchid? I need the ones that aren't quite ripe yet, the ones that are still sour and bitter. Go quick, I've got something really important to do with them. No. I still need to gather some supplies, some samples rather, from the fields. The last reports before the summer harvest are absolutely crucial. We can't delay. Boring. But you're right, everyone's been in a bad mood lately. Like they're not eating or sleeping enough. Didn't you say you're able to talk with them? Why not give them a good lecture on healthy eating? I did go for a talk. They told me some really nasty things have made their way into Dahuang. Are you talking about the new pneumatic plates? Don't be stupid. The stock beasts talk to me, but they're not as smart as people. How should they know what the things are? Not that smart either. I just know the work being done in the fields right now is really important. Why not take a break? Give the new guy some of your work. Does it matter who gets the numbers out of the sky polls? He doesn't know anything. When he first showed up, he couldn't tell the difference between wheat and sorghum. Sorghum? Everything he does, I end up having to do all over again to fix his mistakes. I have no idea why Laoxi asks me to teach him. Every single time I see Laoxi, I think it says Legoshi, like, you know, from Beastars, I think it is. But he's a real fast runner, so maybe he can help me find Mian Mian. Right, I'll go ask him. You what? Hey, Laoxi invited him here specifically to help with farming. He can't. Fine, I'll go with you. Wait 1 sec. Oh, coughing. That doesn't sound good. Is he infected? Way, new guy. Drop your busy work. Come help me find my stock beast. Ah. Sorry, Karma.exe had to restart for a moment. The summer sun shines brightly while cicadas chirp away happily. In the paddies, a youth clumsily harvests rice, drops of sweat big as beans streaking down his face. Not just his face. The muscles in his arm are well built, but without proper knowledge of how to use them, they are useless for reaping the slender stalks with his sickle. After slaving away for most of the day, He has only managed to harvest a single bundle of rice. Oof. Do we need to grab a hammer? You guys might, to be honest. At least for as long as this cutscene image is up. His Mandarin coat hangs off a pillar. Okay, so what is Mandarin in this context? They mentioned it a couple of times now, and at first I just assumed they meant a fruit because it kind of seemed like it, but I plead the fifth. Yeah. His Mandarin Chinese official. Okay, so that actually is a thing. Okay, I was wondering about that. From the Imperial time. Okay. Do they have any relation to Mandarin the language? Like, was that language the version used by the officials of the Imperial times? Or is it just purely random? Does it have, like, multiple meanings? Yeah, arms look like average male arms. Oh, no, I'd say there's definition there. Especially where it goes up to chest and that. And forearm is quite a bit bigger. I wouldn't necessarily say average. The administrative version of Chinese. Okay. Anyway, his Mandarin coat hangs off a pillar. A few foul beasts who were hunting for stray grains instead decide to show great interest in this unfamiliar garment, pecking at the hanging belts with their beaks. Phew. It's midday already, and there's still so much left to do. Oh god. Hey, originate. Journey to Dahuang. Meet new people, meet new crops. What in the Facebook Farmville is that slogan? Farmland. Operators on farmland recover HP or take damage based on blight level. Okay, so essentially like eating food in any RPG game. Throttle valve. Oh well. Stops blight from spreading. Oh god, is this gonna be like Salty Thera Navis, where you got something that spreads and it does nasty stuff? Ooh, I love this. I do say I do like the sort of like traditional Oriental music mixed in with either electronic or like epic or modern styles. Anyway. Penis. Sorry. I just saw that immediately. My mind went back to middle school sort of humor. God, what on earth is this lineup? When and why did I do this? They don't have to go this hard for a lobby theme about a farming event. Hey, I'd be playing a lot more Farming Simulator if I had this in the background. Three months ago. See, you could tell it's a flashback because it's in black and white. What? The broken line is... the man line? I don't know what the man line is. Not the earth line. Do you mean the main line? Assuming you mean like electricity, in which case you've got main line, earth line, and neutral? No, that makes no sense either. Well, you wouldn't call them lines. Anyway, so it's an addled brain. I'll need to worry about, not some illness. Manline, I still don't know what manline is. Ever been to Tikor? Tikor? Not sure I recognize. Speaking of farm sim, need to pick the harvesting AK web minigame. Oh yeah, there is a harvesting thing, I'm guessing. Yes, happy farmer. A very happy farmer. Absolutely oozing with determination and joy. Told you that walnut tree was planted for you. Go give it some fertilizer before it's too late. Nimbus company related stuff. Oh yeah, I still need to pick up that. I wouldn't say that. The broken line just means you'll face a difficult decision around the age of 20. Oh, is this like some sort of palm reading thing? But who gets to walk a path without a few twists and turns? Just let it be. The line runs much smoother after that, doesn't it? Oh, it is actually a palm reading thing. Okay, I was... Oh, that's right on the mark. Okay, interesting. See, I just said palm reading because I couldn't think of any other form of divination that, like, talks about lines and such, but I wasn't expecting it to actually be the case. I was expecting it to be something else. My family farm was ruined by catastrophe when I was 23. How old are you now? Didn't think you would look that much older. I didn't know how I could make a living in the city. But I've done well enough for myself, coming with the rest of the folk to Dahuang. I keep wanting to say Dahuang, and I don't know why. Is that a Star Rail? That's a Star Rail character, isn't it? Anyway, to study agriculture and keeping in my old occupation. Wow. No one can predict fate. It's only a justification for what happened. Oh, it's Dahuang. That's right. That's why, because it sounds similar when I say it. Because of the way I say it, whether it's correct or not. I know it's Dahuang or Hung because the way they pronounce it in the voice acting is like that. This, I'm assuming, is like Huang or something, but I'm not sure. No one can predict fate, it's only justification for what happened. I've heard about the wonders of the Tianxis, but I didn't expect you to know so much. A young girl like you is already a Shoya Tianxi at your age, Shu. We all gain wisdom at our own pace. I simply pass on the knowledge that I learned sooner than others. Young age. Aren't they all like immortal beings or something? Or have I like mistaken it and they are actually just the age they appear? No, I'm fairly certain they're older than that. Remarkable, remarkable. Say, that young man over there has been staring at you for a while. Do you know him? Ah. A guest. Sorry, we'll talk another time. Is this going to be what's his face? Yes, it is. Yeah, no, definitely. I think the birds were right to be pecking at the Mandarin coat. Does that make Lee? Because normally we spell it with two E's, but I'm not sure. Jolie. Actually, no, it is 1E because someone in my school had Lee in the name and it was only 1E. So yeah, Jolie, candle holder of the SUIIIII regulator, here to review the development of Dahuang and matters related to the SUIIIII. Or SUIIIII, I don't know. I think they are immortal in the sense that age can't kill them, but can probably be physically killed. Right, yeah. I just couldn't remember if they were actually, like, ageless or if it was, like, a reincarnation thing. Oh, is it in there? Oh, that's interesting. Because, like I was saying, I knew there was a family in the school I went to, students, and they had that in their name. I was going to say surname, but I don't think... No, it is, because... No, it isn't. So, anyway. That in there as their main name, and it was... It was done as Lee, but it was spelled that way. Is Ian pronounced like that? Oh, okay, interesting. Anyway, there are no restrictions on your daily activities, but I ask that you refrain from leaving Dahuang for the time being. Your cooperation is much appreciated, Madam Shu. Ah, so you're the new candle holder. I've heard so much about... Why did I think there was a pause there? Speedy, that's... Yes. This is just a customary review. It will not get in the way of your agricultural research. Feel free to go about your business as usual. Hey, how they treat them like prisoners? Yeah, it is very much kind of like house arrest or... Oh, what's it called where it's like the opposite of exiled? You're not banned from the country, but you're banned from leaving the country. I feel there's a term for it. But yeah, in this case, it's more like house arrest or like being put on a ankle monitor where you can only go a certain distance. But house arrest was the main thing I was thinking of, but in this case, she can certainly go a lot further than that. But I feel like there is another term for it where it's more than house arrest, like you can go further than that, but it's still limited to anywhere from a city to a country. So you can go quite far, but you can't go beyond a certain border. To be fair, they are beings fully capable of killing humanity if they do please. Yeah. But at the same time, like, if you're doing this sort of thing, like keeping them, you know, not locked away, but close enough, don't you risk alienating them to the point of which that they decide that they might as well? It feels like it'd be easier to integrate them into society more so than, like, separate them off it or treat them like they're different. Because frankly, if I was treated like a prisoner by a country, I would either want to leave that country, or I certainly wouldn't have any love for that country if bad things suddenly happened to it. Like, that kind of thing. You're young. Do you even count as an adult yet? What? This place is pretty far out in the middle of nowhere. Did your journey go well? Any trouble with bandits? A few bandits are no trouble for me. Regarding work on the 12 pagodas and 5 cities, the SUIIIII regulator hopes that you will cooperate with the Ministry of Engineering to advance the project smoothly, and that you maintain a cordial relationship with the Tianxi bureaus. Also, you didn't answer her question. In addition, there are some matters that require... Oh, you can walk through the fields if you want, as long as you don't step on the crops, but you should give the Tianxis a heads up if you want to visit the factory. I understand the scope of my work, Madam Shu. I still have... That's the house that the last candle holder used. It's been refurnished and ready to use. That's all. Any questions? Damn, okay, she just completely shut him down. I almost feel bad for him now. It'd be funny if he's been working on the crops and all that, specifically because every single time he tries to do his actual job, she just immediately, like, shuts him down and, like, tells him to do something, and he's just like, okay, I guess. No. Good. I have a lot to do in the field, so I'll take my leave. Just ask around if you need any help. People here are very friendly to visitors. Wait, he changed the facial expression. His brows furrowed a bit before the thing changed. Oh, hello. Wei. Oh, come on, you don't pout. Wei. Excuse me, I'm on official business. Here. What's this? A lunchbox. You're hungry, aren't you? You've been standing there all day like a scarecrow. Do you even know how to get food on your own? Oh, Doji? I don't know. Rogier? I don't know. You like it? Oh, was it like thank you or something, I'm guessing? Yes, it's very good. You're just gonna eat it without doing any work? Mind your manners, Grain Buds. This gentleman is a guest. If I remember correctly, he just isn't good with women in general. Cruz was hard to handle for him too. Right. And that's how he got roped into hard labor, yeah. It happens for everyone. But you said everyone in Dahuang needs to sweat in the fields before they eat. This strange boy says he's on official business, but he's not working the fields or building houses. What's he here for? More his pride? I'd say it's more his anxiety, if anything else. It seems like he's kind of pushed around a bit, even when it's not intentional. He has his own job to do. What, like staring? Yes, just staring. Is there something I can help with? Let me think. Now that you mention it, you can do all these rice fields or something like that. Do you know... There we go. Do you know how to work a planting machine? No. What was that face? He was almost cross-eyed. Damn it, I wish I didn't change it over so quickly. It almost looks as if one of his eyes had drooped down a little bit lower than the other. I didn't think so. You don't deal with farming equipment in your line of work. This little cube is a 6-phase monitor. Ooh. Use it to place pylons at appropriate locations in the fields, and we'll be able to monitor conditions zone by zone. Can you use it? I've never touched anything like it before. Feeding stock beasts? Oh, come on, you've got to at the very least know how to do that. You just pour some food into a trough. We must construct additional pylons. Isn't that, Warcraft? Not Warcraft, StarCraft, rather. The, what are they called? The alien race. Not the Zerg, the other alien race. Protoss, there we go. Well, if you're going to be here for a while, perhaps you could learn how to do farm work? You could start by clearing the weeds. Come on, you ought to at least know how to do that. Is that you, Laoshi? Good timing. Zhaohe? Something like that. This is A distant cousin of mine from the capital. He came to see Dahuang. My student, Esheng. He'll teach you. Huh? Huh? And that needs to go into like a budding bromance or something. It'll be best of friends by the end of it. Probably not, because it sounds like this guy is absolutely useless, and he's probably about 110% done with his shit by now, by the sounds of it. Also, I gotta admit, I must wonder what the inspiration is behind the architecture, because it's very brutalist in its style. It almost looks like some sort of Soviet utopia, or like, well, what they would have considered it, a utopia. Like, you see the sharp edges and the greys everywhere. Brutalist? Yeah, it's a form of utilitarian architecture, mostly of concrete and other grey materials, and sharp edges, not much in the way of designs. It is minimalist, but no, I wouldn't necessarily call it minimalist. There's still quite a lot of expression you can have in minimalism. It is more brutalist. Like, if you compare it to a lot of the Eastern European Soviet structures especially. Or the outdoor version of the back rooms. No, minimalist enduring. Oh, I can't quite remember what his structures were like, but I suppose they were sort of described as being quite like brutally minimalist, if I remember correctly, weren't they? Anyway, is this where the positioning device says the stock beast is? Yeah. When I blow this whistle, Mian Mian will know I'm looking for him and come out. Positioning devices? Oh hey, he doesn't have his jacket. I consider that a win for all of us Gacha fans. There's one on every stock beast in Dahuang. They're not very precise, but they give us an idea of their rough location. Every single one. There must be thousands of stock beasts in Dahuang. Here's the funny hat of this story. It does kind of give me that vibe, to be honest. I will admit, because he is supposed to be here on like official government business, and he sort of gets like roped into a whole bunch of shenanigans. It does kind of work that way. Well, we've had a lot of stray stock beasts. The ones that the older students kept for research had a tendency to elope. What are stock beasts? Because burden beasts are cow or bovine type stuff. Stock beasts, I suppose, are probably pig type animals, maybe? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with such things. Why did you join the army if you're a relative of Laoshi's? You'll see they have a spray for them. Oh, nice! Interchangeable, maybe? Burden for carrying and stock is more for food? Oh, maybe. No important reason, really. Is your family all Mandarins? Why do you ask? The way you talk and the manner you carry yourself in general. Not a lot of people your age around here that like that, except for a few blue blood families. I mean, no offense. I didn't say you offended anyone. Weird. Why isn't he coming out? Mian Mian had a fight with Xiaobia a few days ago. Is that why he ran away? Did he get pulled in by a female again? What? He likes Xiaobia. They're always together when I take them out to the mud pond. Not like that candlestick. Candlestick? I'll draw a picture of him, memorize it, and we'll split up and look for him. I swear she's gonna like draw like a stick figure version of a animal. Yeah, that's not got me convinced. It's a very good drawing. Are you serious? After all the time I spent caring for the stock beast, can barely tell it's Mian Mian. 4 legs and some spots. What's so hard? Called it. Have you ever seen a stock beast candlestick? Not often. Also, spots, yeah, that does give me cow impression. It's okay, you haven't seen stock beasts. I haven't seen nomadic cities. We've all got things we've never seen before. Have you never been outside to other cities? No, but I heard about them from SUIIIII. The rice that we produce each year is sent outside. They're developing new crops so the people outside can have lots to eat. You didn't seem convinced by that. You'll have plenty of chances. No rush, like this place. Oh, I like this place, rather. Oh yeah, take a whiff of this. Never a good idea when someone says that. Alcohol? Calm down now. We don't even know whether or not the 3 of you can do that. Rice wine soup, my favourite snack. See where the steam's rising? That's the brewery. We could stop by on our way. So there are breweries here. Well, yeah, duh. It's a farming area. Of course there's going to be at least like one brewery. There's probably a place that does grain as well. Part of the harvest is saved for brewing. The oldest batch is more than 100 years old. Damn. Do you drink? I did, once. Try wine made from maize leaves. That might have been tried, rather. It was a gift from a farmer on a mission. It had a very strong taste, almost made me gag. He said it would warm us up, but we didn't expect it to be like that. He said they barely had enough to eat and didn't have the luxury of brewing with grain. People out there still don't have enough to eat? There it is. Who is getting the food? Probably rich people, I'm guessing. The land is vast. There are big differences between regions. Isn't this mirroring something that's actually happening in China? Aren't they having struggles with food supply? Or I suppose it's been a historical struggle. I think they've always had that problem. I hear something over there. No comment. And to be fair, they are pretty open about it. Wow, Candlestick, you sure can jump. We'll find Mian Mian soon enough. Our drones can fly higher than that, and we have the positioning device to help us. No need to... Wait, over there. A fire? Uh-oh. Yeah, I believe Southern China struggles with a drought, and it doesn't help that farmers are being told not to use any water to leave it for some... Right. Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's, Wait, no, aren't you confusing it for, another country? I'm not gonna say which. I remember that was mentioned before about a particular other country. The tech part specifically, I'm sure the drought part, though, I've definitely heard about the drought elsewhere. 3 months. 3 months. This project is no small thing, and every segment needs time to ensure there are no problems. 3 months is already on the optimistic side. 12 pagodas and 5 cities just isn't a poetic quote. You know how long the prototype has simmered in the minds of the Tianshis? From generation to generation. Of course, the first step is always the hardest. Though I am but a humble paper pusher, and not when you have a design like this. I've had the honour to study at the Tianxi bureaus myself. My command of the arts is a far cry from the masters in the room, of course, but I'm hardly content with sitting behind a desk and drinking tea while staring at my Tianxi apparatus. Well, it's flooding real bad now. Last I heard, the south is underwater. That just sounds like they're in a really unfortunate position of having it either really hot or really cold, and well, not really hot, really dry or really wet, and then have being no in between. 3 months. That was how long it took us up in the north, in heavy wind and snow. Think carefully and give me an answer. How long will it take to finish the assembly of the last 2 plates of Dahuang's core section? Maybe a little more than a month, given enough energy and supplies. There's no need to worry about energy. I have already given instructions for supplies. Your only concern is the project's progress. I feel like cutting it down to a third is a little bit... At such a distance, simply transporting supplies is a massive undertaking. Every day delayed represents a huge expenditure of money and resources. There is no place for complacency. For the sake of the people and the hard-earned taxes they pay, we are in the 6th month of the year now. I sincerely hope that you will be reunited with your families by mid-autumn. A bit of emotional blackmail there. Oh, it's you again. Oh, there's no asterisks there, so he literally says, Thigh. Sometimes you just have to ruffle their feathers a little. I'm sorry you had to see that. 3 months in the north. You were talking about the Danyan project. The city was closed due to heavy snow. The Imperial Court decided to put things on hold until conditions improved. But when the messenger arrived, he found that the Tianxi in command had rammed the frozen originium layer open with a segment of the city, rescuing tens of thousands of villagers who were trapped by wintry conditions. The textbooks still celebrate the story, the event that took you to the position you hold today, Mr. Wan. There was no need to be so humble. Hello, Ayum. Yes, there's much of a starving problem in China nowadays. Of course, not starving isn't a particularly high living standard, though. Yeah. You flatter me. I'm simply an engineer who worked his way slowly up the Tianxi ranks. It's not my place to hold my nose in thin air. But bringing this up is what it takes to get a bunch of stressed and overworked Tianxis to listen to me. It seems like you're confident that construction of the 12 pagodas and 5 cities will progress smoothly. Even if I'm confident, everything has been so rushed. There can be flaws in the best laid plans of mice and men. I will be counting on your backup in that case, Assistant Minister Ning. That's what I'm here for. Now you've only just arrived in Dahuang. I assume I assume you're not familiar with the place yet. Have all my Arknights 6 stars, couple of good 5-star pulls screenshotted. Ah, nice. It may not be as prosperous as the Heartland, but it is rich with gifts from the earth. The many delicacies made from local produce are a delight. Have you had the chance to try the local Wudo porridge? The porridge, for example? I'm afraid not. Dahuang's oh god. Wudojo? Wudojo? At this point, I'm basically just saying the same pronunciation for like different spellings, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm doing that right. Is one of a kind. The 5 beans, Wudo, are red, black, mung, soy, and white. They complement each other, but it is the local rice that truly makes Dahuang Wudo porridge stand out. Although I guess it's porridge made with rice instead of porridge made with, what's it called? Wheat, which is how porridge is normally made, at least here in Europe. The wonderful fragrance and rich flavour of Dahuang rice elevate an ordinary bowl of porridge to a symbol of Dahuang's culinary culture. The 5 beans each have their own flavour, but it is the rice that makes or breaks a dish. Cooking it is, therefore, far more than just dumping the ingredients into a pot and lighting the stove. Heat control is key. The 5 beans must not be allowed to usurp the rice at centre stage, else it becomes just an ordinary bowl of grain porridge. You really must try it. Oh, she's got a mark, a beauty mark. I was thinking it was like a speck on the screen, and I was trying to wipe it off. You really must try it when you have the time. I will. On another note, how is High Minister Ning? Grandfather is getting on in age, but he has been fortunate to avoid major illness. Nevertheless, I hope he will be mindful of his health. Perhaps I should bring a little token when I report back to Baizhao. The fort will suffice. Given Dahuang's ties to the SUIIIII, I expect I will have plenty of dealings with the SUIIIII regulator and Ministry of Rights. Is that where the censors come from, the Ministry of Rights? You know, the red-cloaked people. I have long been in awe of High Minister Ning's achievements, but age spares none of us. It would be better for the High Minister to be less involved in particular matters. If my presence here in Dahuang is unwelcome, I can certainly submit a letter to the Grand Tutor immediately. You misunderstand. I only meant that the Ning family must be delighted you have risen to the post of Assistant Minister at such a young age, and that your grandfather must have taught you well. Assistant Minister Wan. Yes? If you simply intend to say the young and experienced Ning, SUIIIII? I don't know. Kijui? I really don't I don't know how the C is used in this case. Is not fit to work the legendary Tianxi of Danyan. You'll hear no argument from me. You think there are more beauty marks somewhere else? Raphael, bad. You've already been fed by Zenless Zone Zero. You don't need to look for it in another of games. Stop thinking yourself clever by beating around the bush. A truly clever man would be much more amicable than you. I will take my leave. Damn. Okay, so he seems like a little bit of a narcissist. Water! Water! A good thing the fire just started right by the river. Why did you start a fire by the forest? Arson is a serious crime. Yeah, being around the bush. Right after that comment, fire. I didn't do it on purpose. The foul beast that was another student's project ate my project. All it left was an egg. I'll get my revenge by cooking the egg. No, not revenge. I'll cook the egg in memory of my lost project. Enough of that crap. The fire's starting to spread. Stomp it out. I have a hoe. Yeah, I highly doubt you get any. We can make a control line while the winds are calm. Oh, I see. Yeah, cut out, dig out an area so the fire can't spread beyond it. I'll clear away any vegetation in the back and stop the fire from spreading that way. Phew. Ugh. Oh, hey. Oink. Okay, so, pig it is then. A rideable pig by the looks of it. Mian mian? Oink. Found you! What are you doing here? I'm trying to be turned into bacon, apparently. Hey, tell me, do you like Jalbert or not? Where did Julie go? Or Jule, I don't know. He said he was going to clear the vegetation, but I don't see him anywhere. Wait, what the fuck? Did he just move in and say oink? Oh yeah, you're right. Did he lose his way? Oink. Should we go look for him? Oink. What's that, Skippy? Boy trapped down in the well? Zhou... Oh, there he is. I'm right here. I didn't find Mian Mian, but I did find this pair in a nest. Julie is carrying 2 stockbeast fowls. Okay! So, stockbeasts are just a catch-all term for any farm animal then. In his robes. They are so young that they have yet to open their eyes. You shouldn't have brought back fowls so young. I shouldn't. But I checked the area and the mother was nowhere to be found. They wouldn't have survived long if left to their own devices. He seems like he kind of gives me the similar sort of vibe to Executor to an extent, but like in a more awkward way. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was different spelling. I keep forgetting which spelling is which. Isn't it better to bring them back so they could survive under your supervision? We're not supervisors, we're friends. We help each other out. They give us wool, we give them tasty hay, chase away bugs and scratch their itches. We don't know if they're carrying any diseases or if they could be domesticated. Plus, but they've got his scent on them. The mother wouldn't have them even if she came back. Oh yeah, that's true. That's why you shouldn't have touched them. Well, he already did, so we need to take care of them. Why do you keep standing up for him? He's clearly in the wrong. He doesn't know anything. I'm doing this because he doesn't know anything. His Executor is like Data from Star Trek with his emotional chip, but this guy here is like any child getting trained for an official job but not enough interaction with normal people. Yeah. I think it's more so like, you know, doing things based on assumption or like by the book or something, and then it not being right in the context was more so what I had in mind. Although also, I wouldn't say it's not entirely accurate to say that executives are like Data, because Data did still understand how people felt, and I feel like it's executed sort of does. Or like it takes him a little while for him to grasp it. Whereas with Data, it was always more like ambiguous or like random things that he wouldn't necessarily understand. Never mind. I'll go back and ask the teachers what to do with the little guys. Let's hurry, or they might catch a cold. No. What's up with you? Oh, you again. Have you had lunch? There was a fire here and you don't talk at all. You would have gone burnt if it wasn't for us. Keep your distance, Grainbuds. He might swing his axe at you. He won't. He calms down when I play my flute. He likes to hear me play. That it? Just a whistle? See? You all say not to come here, but I come all the time when no one's looking. I just can't cross the river. He calms down when I play this tune. I've seen him smile. I can even lean over to touch his axe. He always keeps his hand clenched around it, but his... Oh. Ouch. Why did you hit me? You've never made... Now you've made me mad. I'm not bringing you any treats next time. That's enough, Grainbuds. Grainbuds, let's go. What is up with that guy? The fowls. We'll bring them back. Next time, think before you act. What am I doing here? He's got such a dense face when he does that expression. Oh, right, there is a game.
I've got this. I can do this.
Ah, shit, I don't have, Well, I do technically have.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Good scenery here, Doctor.
Your favourite multiple choke points. In this case, it's not too bad because it can be held by one line. Like this. I don't even know why I have her really. I should have swapped her out for a not op ranged person. Filth. When defeated causes blight. Okay.
The rest is up to you guys.
Oh, invisible. Oh, they go invisible in that. Okay, so this area I'm guessing is... Okay, yeah, this is the Paddy then. Oh yeah, she's healing. Nah, I'll still do it. So ideally you want to kill them before they get to the Paddies then. Okay. This is a report of the, oh god, Shanhaizhong and catastrophe countermeasures, and a review of my own actions. I'm sorry I let you down, Father. So you could just sort of ignore it. I mean, if it's anything like that, then it's fine. I think what made the Never See brand more annoying was that it wasn't just damage over time, it was also elemental effects, or whatever it's called. Now I will... No need. You won't have to participate in Yumen's return to the capital anymore. But... are you giving me a suspension? It's not my place to interfere with the SUIIIII regulator's appointments, but as the Warden of Yumen, I have authority over military personnel assignments. Ah, so he was essentially banished to somewhere to do a low-intensity job. There's an important mission for you to undertake, away from Yumen. It's planting season in Dahuang, in the north, and they're short-handed. Go and help them. Planting season? You mean agriculture? That's the important mission? Is that not important? I understand that agriculture is the lifeblood of the nation, and I've heard about Dahuang, but I don't understand. Why me? So you might see. And after I see? You think. Oh god, the character teleporting that happened in... Was that the SUIIIII? I think it was. That was annoying, because it was very random which character would get poofed, and sometimes it would be the character that you actually need in order to attack the boss or higher enemies. Be ready to depart once you've completed the mission handover. Oh, one last thing, Father. I discovered some suspicious activity when investigating the Shanhaizhong's movements. They appear to be very familiar with Yumen patrol schedules and routes. If they really managed to obtain intelligence on Yumen's defences, I have spoken. It's not your concern anymore. Ah, hello. Zhongwei. I'll never forget what all of this, what all you do is for. There we go. A man like you can't be trusted. Oh, hello. Record keeper. Working in the fields by day and practicing kung fu by night for a whole month. You must be exhausted. Yun, it's you. You were focused. But I didn't achieve anything. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Perhaps by focusing on improving myself here, I'll be able to do what I couldn't before. Well, perhaps. You know, there's an Lungman kung fu movie. God. The hero was an arrogant and haughty swordsman who spent all his life pursuing martial perfection. Which always seemed just out of reach. His fortune took an ill turn when he lost everything. Fame, fortune, reputation. even one of his arms. Now, a broken man, he found himself in a tiny, remote village. Isn't this actually a movie? Like a real movie? I feel like it's a thing. There, he lived amongst the peasants, eating with the lowly folk, who used to lie beneath his notice. For 3 years, he chopped his own firewood and boiled his own water, not touching his sword even once. He finally drew his blade when his enemies came for him. To his surprise, his sword struck with a fury he had never known before. Are you saying that I'm arrogant and haughty? Well, yes, if that's all you took from this. I'm just telling you what happened in the movie. Do things like that happen in reality? To my knowledge, of course not. The audiences love it though. Back to basics. The proud humbled, there you go. That sort of thing. You know, like 4 or Cars. However, it is true that one's temperament has an effect on many things. Have you felt your perspective change since you left Human, rather? I don't feel like it has at all. How about a break? Water? Thanks. I have a question myself. Why did you come with me? Why not stay in Human? You're travelling across Yan as candle holder. I felt that I could learn a lot by accompanying you on your journeys. I was sent here by Father. You could have learned just as much by going back to the capital with Yumen. Well, where did I get well from? I went with Laoshi and Baizhao rather. It was prosperous, but little else. Dahuang seemed more interesting. You're talking like you're on holiday. I don't understand what Father wants me to see. What have you seen, then, during your time in Dahuang? What have I seen? Dahuang used to be one of the rare places without much originian pollution, due to its unique geography, making it an important Yanese breadbasket since antiquity. But thanks to the land work of the agricultural Tenshis, arable land is growing year after year. Construction has begun on defences against potential catastrophes. Currently, the city has 16 large plates, some 60 or so small plates. Jesus, how big are they? And 730 Tianshis, and a population exceeding 50,000. Okay, so those places can't be that big. Depending on how much farmland is used, I suppose, depends on the ratio there as well. Despite its remote location, the people are content and hardworking. Is that all? Just some insignificant details. Insignificant, eh? What about you? Did you find any sights that you couldn't have seen with the Grand Master? For example, the couple next door had a big fight after dinner last night. The husband had gone on a journey last month and found the other cities to be much more interesting. He wanted to move away. I saw the pair of foul beasts that make their nests in the tree outside taking turns to hunt and sit on their eggs. The eggs should hatch any day now. I also saw the strange sight that was Tianshis of all vocations coming together to fret, even cry their hearts out before Shenong's statue. The strangest scene I saw, however, was that a few animals making a fool of a young kung fu master. Did you find the stock beast? When did you... Many years ago, the Grandmaster instructed me in the moves of the various schools of Kung Fu and had me record the clashes with experts from those myriad schools, but my innate condition prevents me from studying the martial arts. I said you must be exhausted. Working in the field by day and practicing Kung Fu by night. I envy you, as a matter of fact. I'm sorry. Even so, the Grandmaster allowed me to follow him. Allowed someone who could not study Kung Fu to watch you do so. He didn't tell me what I was supposed to learn, only that I should pay attention to detail and accuracy. I recorded and studied according to his instructions. Then I began to realise that Kung Fu isn't just about moves. The Grandmaster's philosophies on the fight are also philosophies on life. And every action or lack thereof corresponds to natural laws of wax and wane. This wisdom amazed me even further. Focusing on the infinite mysteries of Kung Fu, where do you even start? The SUIIIII regulator's Kung Fu is not just for self-defense, but also to suppress the enemy and protect the innocent. I don't think one should draw too many conclusions about it. It's just a skill. Right, I later realised that it wasn't so complicated. Kung Fu is just Kung Fu, no more no less. I didn't learn this through study of the martial arts. I learned this wisdom from everyday life, and as I grew older and wiser, correlating it with Kung Fu. Wisdom isn't about one thing, it's about everything. Everything. The Grandmaster wrote in the Book of Arms, "See the other through the self, remain upright and wait for the proper time." What he means is that one must ensure that one's posture is upright and firm, then seek the opportunity for victory. No matter the situation, one must maintain composure and unaffected by outside matters. Oh. Eh? What's that? You look like you saw a ghost. Are you there, Candlestick? So you were with Inkbrush. I was looking for you. With Inkbrush. God, it's starting to sound like Salviento names again. The Candlestick and Inkbrush. Oh, hydroponics lab. Also, I just got hit by a sudden wave of EP. Rice Experiment Area A. Soil originium activity was 20% during the growing period. Total production was approximately 320 catties. Experiment Area B, 23% originium activity, 150 catties. Production Experiment Area C, 25% originium activity, almost zero crops survived. Negligible change from the last season's data, or the season before. The same goes for the other crop experiment areas. I see. You don't look disappointed at all. No point trying to rush things. We take them one step at a time. 25% remains the critical line. Plant survivability drops off precipitously once soil originium activity exceeds that level, and applies to both cash crops and cover crops. Yet the figure remains much lower than the level of natural soil originium activity in the vast majority of regions. Thinking about giving up? No. I'm just not sure. If this is the only result, then there is no way to expand the application of the Ranching, the 10,000 Jing of Fertile Fields project. All these years and nothing to show for it. Not even a bud of hope. 15%. 25 years ago, that was the critical line that had us stumped. It took 9 generations of crops before we found an originium-resistant material, variant rather, in the corner of the plates. You and the Tianshans kept going for this long? Did you know that people used to fertilize the fields with fluids from the Dahuang fibrous slug in order to protect crops from the impact of originium? Yes, but it's just folklore. There's no scientific basis for it. Originium doesn't infect plants like it does animals. It only changes them. Wait, people were upset with genetically modified rice? Oh, I'm sure some of them would have been. But that's what people in the past came up with when technology wasn't so advanced. The result of confidence and misunderstanding. We tried so many different things just to carve out a little piece of farmland for ourselves. It took generations took generations after generations of trial and error to get agriculture to where it is today. As you said, the Wanqing project is one where hope is hard to come by. Perhaps many years later, people will look back at this and say, look back at this the same way we look back at the ancients who fertilized their fields with fibrous slug fluids. Yes, Dolly the sheep was a cloned sheep, and also the name of the sheep character in Arknights, if I remember correctly. And I think it was like 1999, I think it was 99, but yeah, it was in the 90s. Only one thing is clear, though. Plates on their own can't produce enough food for everyone. People will always go hungry in the remote villages, places where the nomadic city can't reach. Wait, how the fuck do people get upset with modifying plants when we literally created an artificial life from using an unborn creature? Because the only instance of there being a clone wasn't eaten. Whereas when you talk about the idea of putting chemicals into a fruit, suddenly people get a bit more paranoid. Even though in reality the chemicals are, yeah, they're synthetically made, but they're still natural to stuff. I'm willing to believe that one day we'll break the shackles of Originium, and then we'll truly have the 10,000 Ching of fertile fields. A certain someone said that to me once upon a time. Do you mean still working on the lab at this hour? The power bill keeps piling up rather. Hello, older lady from earlier. I'm just here to submit some data. I'll be going now. Oh, Zhao, haven't seen you for a while. Look how tall you've grown. Why don't you stay for dinner? Ah yes, chemistry-free water. Because nothing says chemistry-free like H2O. Sorry, I have things to do in the fields. Excuse me. Yeah, I've got to walk my pet goldfish. Damn, he ran away. Why does he always look like he's terrified of me? You're the big boss of Dan? you're the big boss of Dahuang. People should be scared of you. Doesn't mean everyone will listen to me. Isn't the hour of a little late to be still working? Alright. I'll be going. Cooking soup so late is rather tiring. Smells good. Who are you treating? Your sisters or that relative of yours who came to visit? What's his name? Julie? Zhao? No. Everyone's working hard in preparation for summer harvest. This soup is for the hardest worker. Did you have to poke fun at me before dinner? A little mean, don't you think? Then bring the bowl over. Alright. All my life I've been dealing with things that grow from the soil. Now I have to learn everything about engineering from scratch. And it's not easy. Dealing with the Ministry of Engineering, arguing all day about the assignment of a few Tianxis, it's even more remote than farm work. Eat up then. You've definitely lost a few caddies. Sure, except the 3 huge pieces of rib in one bowl? You're trying to burst my stomach. There's plenty. One more and it's going to spill over. Chilled soup would make a mess, and it's even worse when someone gets burned. You can put it down if you don't want it. Well, that wouldn't do. So much effort went into this soup, so we can't let it go to waste. Do you have to talk like that today? I'm just talking about this bowl of ribs and lianu soup. The ribs come from lovingly raised meat beasts, while the lianu comes from ponds that were dug with our own hands. This soup represents the efforts of generations of people and of your efforts efforts all these years. We must not allow what should not be here to ruin this hard-won soil. After all these years, so many years, I've almost forgotten how I came to know you. Sometimes I wish I really did. If only you were just a diligent Nongwe, Tianshi and me, a humble farmer. Oh, Nongwe Tianshi, okay. But I could never forget, even if I forgot someone who would help me remember, the scrolls of the SUIIIII regulator remember, the list of fallen candle holders remember. Say no more. You know what I mean. What I'm concerned about, your brother. Oh, I thought it was distant cousin. One person can fool another, but no one can fool time. It took me the better part of my lifetime to come to trust you. I don't have the time left to trust another, there we go. You shouldn't have come back at a time like this, Shu. Don't make things difficult for me. Interesting. Good evening, Greenbuds. Inkbrush, why are you standing so far away? Alright, I promise. I know your book isn't a sketchbook, and I won't add faces to the people in it. Sketchbook? Does she mean your record of martial combat? My fault. Don't ever let the Grand Master or the Tribai see it. I know. Although, come to think of it, they might like the charcoal style. Yeah, no, cartoonish. Where did I get charcoal from? Oh my god, my brain at the moment. It might be surprising, but out there in a ditch right outside your home is a dangerous solvent called dihydrogen oxide. Jesus. Were you looking for me, Greenbuds? Here, this is for you. A bucket. Weed from Mianman's wall. Thank you gift for bringing him home today. I didn't do anything except cause problems. Well, don't think too much about what Zhao He said. He's alright most of the time, but he gets all angry and stubborn when it comes to farming. All the young Tianshis he tutors are scared of him. His is already a Shoyo Tianshi rather. I think he takes over Shu's lessons when she's busy. And there are so many kinds of Tianshi. I just can't keep track of them. God, my dyslexia really comes out when I'm tired. I don't even know what happened. I was just like reading at one point and suddenly my eyes just immediately went heavy. Say, why are you called Candlestick anyway? Candle holder? Yeah, it's so weird. Nobody uses candles anymore. Oh, those lights then. The title candle holder comes from... Never mind. It means that I'm one of Yan's official messengers. Well, mind that you don't accidentally set the letters on fire. I will do. I'll be finishing this one up and then end the stream a little bit earlier than I intended. What are you snickering at? Sketchbook ink brush? Okay, now that is a Salviento name. Nothing, Candlestick Messenger. The music? It wouldn't surprise me if it's the music, to be honest. If I remember correctly, I used to feel quite sleepy playing Slime Rancher, which has similar music to this. The sky grows dark. The summer breeze brings the fresh scent of the earth. Petrichor. Insects sing amongst the grass as the stars rise, rather. The sun's a star, who cares? There is a figure wandering not far away, and Grainbuds picks it up right away. Zhaohe, when are you gonna come over? Are you still angry that I asked you to help get the Jianshis to register the fowls? I'm not angry. Oh no, please don't hit me with the just disappointed. Hey, don't you dare make tar slimes. I'm just exhausted after dealing with the fowls he brought back. Oh, do you need to go to bed? And we need to name the pair. They were found together. I've got an idea. Let's name them Xiaoman like Grainbuds and Zhaohe like Grainstalk. No way. And thus they will be called that. Hersheng sits down on the grass. Notice the fireflies in the background? Yeah! Nice little particle effects. And it is a particle effect added onto it. At first I thought it might have been like a live 2D from the image itself, but it's not. It's using the same particle effects that they normally do for like the spells and that. Because you notice it's the individual circles are a little bit more not higher quality but like sharper in the around the edge, around the circumference of it. I love Arknights using more effects in the story. Yeah, and I really like that they're using this kind of effect as well. Like, just a small thing, not just the fighting when they do it, but like this here, where it's just sort of calm and there. It's just in the background. Like I said, I thought it was just part of the image and it was live 2D'd instead. Sorry if you're still angry at me. Not really angry at you. Quality of life improvements, yeah. A Candlestick, what is a messenger like you doing in oh my god, why am I going to keep saying Dahuang? Dahuang, rather. I haven't played that game in ages, but I keep saying Dahuang. Dahuang or whatever. In Dahuang. You're not delivering letters, just playing with us all day. I made a mistake. Father sent me here to learn. Yeah, you're not doing a particularly good job at it though. But I'm still not sure what I'm supposed to learn, or how I'm supposed to learn it. In my old job, there were a lot of things that hadn't been cleared up, but Father wouldn't let me investigate. I'm not even sure what I'm doing here. It's like Genshin brain rot making people call Chongwei Chongyun. I still do that, to be honest. I suppose it's that sort of thing where it's like the names are similar enough, and because I keep saying Dahuang, and it's quite kind of similar to Dahuang, it's sort of it's just that sort of thing, and it's like, and it doesn't help with me as well that I am dyslexic, so I see Chongwei, which is literally just one letter off being Chongyun, and I automatically just read it as Chongyun instead. Wow, your dad's scary. When the teachers at the Tianxi Bureau scold the kids even younger than me, they say that if you don't behave, your Baba and Mama will come and punish you. Well, Candlestick got punished by his Baba, but I've made so many mistakes, so why don't my Baba and Mama come and punish me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is there a Baba and Mama too? Come and punish? Does she not know? Case of father sending you away from danger just to send you right to next boss target? I'm thinking, if you mean in terms of Zhao Li, I'm assuming it's probably more just sends them out somewhere to learn, maybe to be more humble or something. Anyway. Your parents? Shu says my parents are Tianxi's in a place far away. Yes, of course. Her parents work at a farm. Actually, that's mean of me to say. The farm analogy is only used for animals. But she never told me what they do or why I don't hear from them. Oh yeah. Yeah, they ain't in this world. Seems she is the youngest in the group, how innocent she is. I'm assuming she is the kid. I don't know about the other two, if they're like teens or young adults, but I'm assuming she is the kid. She kind of gives me that vibe and she sounds like it. Or at least she has the personality traits of it if she turns out to be something not human. The Xiangshang says my parents named me Zhaoman, or Grainbuds, because they think we should be content with the little things, like grains in the field. Wait, so Grainbuds was actually a name and not nickname? General Zhu or Zhu, I'm not sure, must be hoping that you'll live a happy and carefree life, surely. The Grand Master must hope that you will be content and comfortable in whatever situation, then, Yun. Come to think of it... Wait, why does he not have a sprite put up? I know he's sitting down, but that's never stopped them before. Come to think of it, I've never got the chance to ask you your name. Yun Qingping. I've heard of Qingping before. That's a name. Well, obviously it's a name, but I mean... Is that a famous name, or maybe it's just a very common name? But I swear I've seen that before somewhere else. Not in Arknights, I mean just in general. So either it's like a famous name, or it's a very common name. People sometimes say it sounds like a girl's name. I have no basis on this. Oh, it's Zuo. Okay. What do you think, anyway? I'm not sure, to be honest. There are so many ways that these words are put together, or at least in terms of like using the the Latin alphabet that I find it difficult, because sometimes you pronounce each letter individually or to a certain extent, like in multiple syllables, and sometimes it's all just like one syllable, one sound. So like, you know, it could be Zuo, or in some cases you got Zhao, even though it could be Zhao or something like that. When you just look at it from like the Roman alphabet, it's difficult to tell at what point you're supposed to say it as like one word, or at what point you're supposed to break it up into syllables, because there isn't a rhyme or reason just looking at it as it's spelt using Latin. I imagine obviously when you use the actual symbols in Chinese, it would be obviously more easy. Not at all, it's nice. Reminds me of lotus ponds in summer. Kind of late, but I remember some people call dusk a gender swap Zhao. Really? I suppose I can sort of see it, though I wouldn't really call dusk particularly edgy. She's more awkward, if I had to really sort of say. I guess in terms of designs, kind of. She kind of has like a pole arm of some sort, or it looks like a pole, and greenish. Didn't dusk come first? I don't think so. I think Zhao has been around for quite a long time now. The Liwa area has been a thing for quite a long time now. I feel like before Arknights, but I'm not sure. Or not before Arknights in general, but I mean before Dusk was released in Arknights. And after that, they called Dahuang rather. Yeah, that one I definitely do see with his like dragony version. Definitely does look quite a bit like like a gender swapped Dusk. There is a term for it, isn't there? Like gender swap is a rule, one of the rules. Not obviously not rule 34, but like it's one of those rules. It's a rule number. It's a term for gender swapping characters. 63, thank you. Rule 63, yeah. If there's a character, there's a gender swap version of it. Zhaohe's name has a story behind it too. The farmers found him in the rice fields. Why is everyone an orphan in this? Except for Zuo, yeah. The old folks thought he was born from the rice crops, which is how he got a name that means rice stalk. That's also a thing, isn't it? In either Chinese or Japanese, someone being born in like... Oh no, there's a couple. I know there's like one that's born in a bamboo, if I remember correctly. But I think there was also one that was like in a rice field or something. Shu still has a picture from back then. I'll bring it tomorrow. Grain buds, yeah, you know, don't get baby photos. Like evil twin light karma. I feel like it'd be quite funny if the evil twin happens to be use a name like Light. Green buds. Everyone loves that photo. Candlestick and ink brush should see it too. Why doesn't Hersheng get a nickname beyond Zhaohe? Why not contribute one? Grain buds here seems quite amendable to suggestions. The summer evening breeze brushes their hair to the accompaniment of cicada songs. Man, this could literally just be over here at the moment. A few fireflies, okay, never mind, take to the air while stars fall from the sky. Oh, I don't mean in terms of Arknights lore, I meant real world. Rainbuds is no longer chasing the fireflies. She sits on the grass smelling of night dew, panting from the chase. There is no room for gloom or worry. You would not believe your eyes if there men fireflies lit up. Sorry. There is no room for gloom or worry in the heart of the young and innocent. She only has eyes for the sincere joy of the present. Oh, I really like this. Oh, I really like this one. Why are you standing there like the main character? Anyway. Look, shooting stars. IRL lore goes hard. It really does. According to Shu, I have to be careful because otherwise I keep saying Shu. The old Shenong stories say that crops grow well where the shooting stars fall. It is really nice. It's really pretty artwork. Zhao from Genshin was released 2021, February 3rd. And Dusk from Arknights was released February 5th. Wow, that was very close together. Should we go and see where they fell? She said that to get you to come down from your tree and go to bed. You seriously think... Oh, she said that rather. You seriously think it's true? Of course I do. I will say a little bit though. Maybe it's just because of the art style and such, but the way they do draw her kind of makes her seem like, I'd say, like a couple of years older than her personality suggests. If that makes sense. Like, she sort of acts and talks a little bit like a very young kid, whereas she's sort of made to appear more like a mid-teen, if I had to go by this art style in particular. But then again, the cutscene artwork, which is always a little bit more detailed, always makes the characters look a little bit older than their sprites, most of the time. Sometimes it's the other way around. It was kind of the same with, well, what's her name? Leto. She looked a bit older in her cutscene art compared to her sprite. Could be like an Ifrit situation, maybe, yeah. Maybe it's sort of a more of a development stump a bit. Or stunting, rather. Of course I do. But it's very far away, way beyond Dahuang. Then we'll leave Dahuang. Oh god. Now we're reaching this point. What if they fell at the edge of heaven? Then we'll go to the edge of heaven. I'll go. You'll come too, Zhao He. And the rest of you too. And they're off on an adventure. There's a lot of time to look at them before the sun rises. Maybe we'll never find them, and keep walking until we're all grandpas and grandmas. To the west, perhaps? I will say, like, yeah, it did kind of give me Journey to the West. Also, as well, because Edge of Heaven, isn't that what the Monkey King does to try and escape the Buddha? He goes all the way to the Edge of Heaven where the pillars are. Only it turns out that it was his fingers. I think. It's been a while, and the last time I actually paid attention to the story was someone else talking about the story, so it might be inaccurate. If I had a nickel for characters with a developmental stunt in Arknights, I'd have 2 nickels, possibly 3 with grain buds over here, yeah. Wait, who's the third one then? If it's Ifrit and possibly grain buds, who's the third? Adnacule? Oh no, I don't think he has a developmental stunt. I'm not sure. All I remember was Funny Monkey, yeah. Yeah, it became like immortal 5 times over or something. Which is funny that immortality stacks in in that sort of story. Oh, okay. See, I know so little about that character. I think I heard a story about a beast trying to escape Christian god reaching the pillars of the end of the world, fighting a piece out of it, then show... Oh, no, that's weird. Because that is definitely not... Well, I mean, maybe, but... See, the one I know of it's the Monkey King fleeing... Basically, he was allowed to escape if he could get away from the Buddha, and so he goes all the way over to the edge of heaven, or the edge of the universe, or whatever, to the pillars of heaven, pees on it, and then it turns out that it was the Buddha's hand. That's interesting that there's like a Christian version of that. I'm going to assume doing the same thing that they all do, and stealing stories from elsewhere to use for their own. Biting out part of a god kind of achievement on its own. Yeah, true. Can't believe he's trying to take credit for someone else's story, not the first time. Yeah, I mean, I will definitely say I'm more inclined to believe that Journey to the West did it first, because I'm fairly certain that's older. Tried to Google it up a few years ago to find it again, but turned up nothing about it on the internet, no less. Oh, it might have been then something that you heard, maybe heard from a local church, or if you had one of those people that come into your schools, for example. I know my primary school in the UK used to have a person come in to do like religious songs and such, and did stuff like that. So maybe it was one of those sort of like storybook stuff where they just took from other stuff and then made it Christian-y. Anyway. Searching for stars. Huh. Yes, searching for stars. Has it occurred to you that this may be what you're supposed to be looking for? Stars? Yeah. Come, let's cross the stream. Yeah, she definitely looks older than her personality and mentality would suggest normally, so I would assume that there's something there. Either like a very intense like naivety, or just something strange. I mean, I don't know. It could just be the thing. It could also just be random. Sometimes writers don't necessarily know how to write young characters. I say that because the one of the characters in Corpse Party, for example, is treated and acts like a 7-year-old despite being like 14, so sometimes it could just be how it's written and it's not entirely the way it would normally be, but I'm at the moment going to assume that it's something with the character. Hey, SUIIIII, how old are you? 19? Oh, okay. Why? How old are you? What's the matter? It's not her stealing if the originators are too extinct. Nothing. I'm older than you. Oh. Fair. You don't look it. Wait, what are you talking about over there? Tomorrow is... Jiaxi? Dahuang will be holding the Shenong festival. It would be funny if it turns out she was older than both of them. Probably not, but I don't think it's that extreme in terms of the mentality versus look. But yeah, she definitely looks younger sprite-wise compared to the art style. They do that with the cutscene arts, where a lot of them always seem like at least it adds like a couple of years onto them, like what they talk about with cameras. Welcome in, Shenong, with songs and costumes. Let's go have some fun. Didn't you say you wanted to look for the stars? I said until the sun rises. The Shenong Festival. That's not for fun, is it? Of course it is. They put on plays and fairs, and there's lots to eat. The Zhang says everybody has been working so hard. We should relax a little. Zhao's going. I'm gonna play the flute. There are other shows too. Alright, I'll go and see. I'll see and think.
素晴らしく連携の取れた作戦行動であった。諸君、よくやった。
Okay, I'll do the tutorial. farmer's wisdom. Farming is a chore, both physically and mentally. Well, that is true. Okay. Okay. Oh, those were placeable. I didn't realize you could place something on there. Do tutorial 30-minute cutscene later. What do you mean? There's no cutscenes in tutorial stages. Wait, there was one, wasn't there? There was a cutscene in the chapter 13 tutorial, wasn't there? Or chapter 12 one. Not a bad idea to do some sightseeing here where no one can bother me. Oh, and in come the enemies. You just had to say it, didn't you? Huh? Are those farmland pests? No, something's up. Okay, I want this character. Okay, do we have to shoot these things then, I'm guessing? Huh. Sure enough, they're polluting the fields. Or attacking, rather. Notice filth is slug-shaped. Yeah! Huh. Sure enough, they're polluting the fields. Yes, the sky poles have detected traces of blight. Yes, the sky poles dug into the ground. Our battlefield this time takes place on farmland. Other than holes and passages, the entire field is covered with shallow water. See, now the last time there was rice fields, holes and passages, it was a very bad time for the people there. It seems like blight can spread through water to pollute all connected ground tiles. Luckily we have throttle valves to partition the fields. Artificial Moses. You can do that by placing this throttle valve here between the high ground tiles to seal it off. Seal off the contaminated area. Oh, so can you place these down as well? The left side here and the right side have now been separated into two. Well, technically three. Blight will no longer spread to the other body of water. I'm sorry, did you say artificial Moses? Yeah. It parted the water. I mean, not my fault, they literally wrote it that way. That's how they described it. Oh, I described it as artificial Moses, they described it as parting the, the farmland. Here to help. We have more enemies incoming. Alright, don't let blight spread any further. Oh, uh-oh. Whoa, that hurts. Blight spread by these creatures will pollute the shallow water. Operators standing on unpolluted farmland will restore HP over time. But if they are deployed on polluted tiles, they'll take large bursts of arts damage, and also take continuous arts damage over time. So I'm guessing the pollution is in terms of Originium pollution. Enemies can continuously pollute the water, and the more serious the pollution, the more damage. Operators will take while in water. Okay. So basically I'm just going to put someone right there, so they can only... Oh no! Does the pollution spread if an operator is on the tile or not? Because I was thinking in terms of Neverty brands, where it doesn't spread if the operator's on the infected tile. But that might not necessarily be the case this time. You can judge how polluted the water is in an area from its colour from checking the sky pole. Hold on, Cardigan. It looks for a moment like he tumbled over there. Oh. Field mouse. Field mouse. It's a mouse. Attacks nearby throttle valves. Gains invisibility when on blighted tiles. Okay. Whoa, that's a lot of them. It's a swarm of rats. D&D was right. Hey! Wait. They're doing damage. Ooh, I don't mean to skip. They're doing... There's damage particles. I don't remember that. It used to just be highlighting the whole thing red. I wonder if that's for all of them or if it's just these things. I wonder if that, as in like if they've updated it for all the sprites or if it's only specific for those. Something's attacking the throttle valve. That's a field mouse. I keep wanting to say field mouse. I keep thinking there's an A there, so like the German spelling. Also, to be fair, field mouse does sound like an old German like light tank or something. Like maybe if they took the mouse prototype and turned it into a like a light car or something. Don't you dare, Ayum. A major problem for many farmers, they have adapted to modern farming methods and they exclusively like to target throttle valves. I'll help you guys out. Yeah, that's not going to do it in time. Yeah, I know there's a German, fuck. There's too many of them, I can't block them all, and the throttle valve is destroyed. Yeah, I know the mouse, but what I meant was field mouse makes it sound like a mouse variant, but probably like lighter. Or maybe like field gun, so like the mouse cannon, but put onto a sort of like a truck or something instead. Blight will spread once the throttle valve is destroyed, but it doesn't happen instantly. The Anshi's have provided us with another throttle valve. Block the same opening, okay. Or you can pull back your defenses and partition off areas to prevent blight, okay. I'll let you decide what happens next on the battlefield, Doctor. Please take care of commands of the operators and continue to fight. Uh-oh.
Yeah, fine.
Safe landing. There we go.
Save us a lot of time if you just surrender.
Whatever you say.
Ah, damn. I should have put her there. I should have put her where Hibiscus was. I mean, it doesn't really matter if all this water gets blighted anyway, so long as... You know.
Whatever you say.
Mauser? Ah, could be thinking of that as well. So long as, it's done.
I love commanders that lead us to victory. Just like you, Doctor.
Alright, there we go. I'm going to leave this here for now. Ah, I didn't... Do I have extra stuff? Damn, not enough. Oh, I wanted to do... No! I wanted to get one of these in order to do a 10 pull. Ah! Okay, so I'll have to leave the 10 pull for next stream. Also, look how young they've made Jolie look in this image. Look at the squishy baby cheeks. The dot gets worse more. Yeah, the damage over time, yeah. Yeah, I'm left, yeah. I think Yostar is trying to tell us something about our real world. Can't quite put my finger on it. Also, I don't like that red in the far distance. It reminds me a little bit of, oh, what was it? When the demons were coming out of the Zwillingstrom thing. And I think the portal in the story before IS-4, I think has that sort of like reddish colour. Oh, and the Ursus. Wait. No, that's too many similarities to be a coincidence. That is demon stuff, isn't it? Oh, come on. There hasn't been demon stuff in any of the other SUIIIII stuff, has it? No, there hasn't. I'd have remembered that. Oh well. We'll have to see next time. Unfortunately, I didn't get very far, but I would have gone further. I would have done another hour, but I got hit by a real sudden wave of sleepiness just a moment ago. It's not too surprising. I went to sleep at 6 and woke up at 9:50, so I haven't actually slept much. But yeah. Oh, sorry, I had a huge brain fart then. But yeah, no, I'm really liking the story so far. I'm liking that it doesn't seem too dark. I noticed Arknights kind of is not being too much of that. Everything is Cachet's fault? Yes. But 6 AM or PM? AM. So I went to sleep at 6 AM, woke up at like 9:50 AM. But yeah, I'll be continuing on with this. Probably not tomorrow. I've got some recording stuff that I want to do. And just in general, probably Thursday will be the next time I stream, and I most likely will do Arknights. I'll probably get a couple of these out through, and then I think maybe like Saturday or Friday or something, I might do something more chill. Maybe go back to either Zenless or do something that's actually chill, like Valhalla. But we'll see how it is. Until then, though, thank you guys so much for... Oh, I can't do it Saturday. It has to be Friday. Thank you guys so much for hanging around, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.